Welcome to Cal State Fullerton's The Report with the latest news, views, and info to go. I'm Lena Agulian.
I'm Sarah Fenton.
I'm Hiba Bary.
And I'm Evan Boydstun.
Today we will start by discussing some hot topics, including the shooting at a community college in Oregon, the battle against Planned Parenthood, and the Georgia inmate executed on death row.
Beyond our discussion, we have reports on current campus news and events, such as a sexual assault case, CPR training, and a few health and fitness tips from our very own Valeria Murguia.
And finally, we conclude with local and national news coverage on the Fullerton Founders Day Parade, new yellow alerts along the highways, and yes, there is water on Mars.
But first, we'll begin with our segment called Hot Topics.
Tragedy has struck yet another college campus, this time at Umpqua Community College in Oregon. Yesterday, 26-year-old Chris Harper Mercer began shooting, wounding, and killing students in at least 2 classrooms on campus. The LA Times reports at least 7 people were injured and 10 people are dead. Mercer, the lone gunman, died after a shootout with police. CNN reports the motive behind the shooting is unclear, but late Thursday night, Anastasia Boylan, one of the wounded, told her father Mercer was targeting Christian students. President Barack Obama spoke to reporters Thursday afternoon and expressed his condolences. Quote, "Our thoughts and prayers are not enough. It's not enough. It does not capture the heartache and grief and anger that we should feel, and it does nothing to prevent this carnage from being inflicted someplace else in America. Next week or a couple months from now." End quote. This is the 9th time President Obama has had to address mass shootings during his presidency. We live in a post-Columbine world and we think we've seen it all, but every month it seems there are more shootings and more innocent lives taken at the hands of lesser men. When will lawmakers and politicians put their views aside and realize that the United States has a serious gun problem? How many more lives must be taken?
I just want to point out that in 2015, we've had 45 mass shootings in the United States. 45.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's so sad. Like, these kids went to school and their parents, like, I don't talk to my mom or dad, like, all the time, and now they don't know. Some of them didn't have identification when they were trying to identify the bodies, and their parents are just waiting in limbo. They know their kid goes to that school, so they couldn't contact them, so they don't know if the kid was fine or anything, so it's so sad.
It's just crazy how many shootings have happened in this country, and it's like we hear about it every month. Yeah. And you would think something has to be done, especially after Sandy Hook, and nothing has changed. It's the same thing over and over again. And I want to be able to feel safe. I want to be able to go to my school and know that I'm safe, but I don't know. And there are not enough strict gun laws protecting us. And I believe that at the end of the day, these mass shootings would not happen without those weapons. So there should be stricter like it should not be easy to obtain a gun, this easy to obtain a gun, because it keeps happening over and over again.
I was also watching President Obama's speech, and he was saying how it's his 9th this presidency, which is so crazy. And he's saying that how there should be more stricter gun laws. And I think it would have made more sense if he was saying this after the 4th shooting, not the 9th. And so that should say a lot about gun control, that we're on our 9th shooting, which is really insane.
And this country is known for having the most mass shootings. Yeah. It doesn't happen as much in Europe or Australia, where they have very strict gun laws. And I'm not trying to say to, take away the Second Amendment or whatever, but I do believe that it's a huge issue and that we are just seeing it too often.
I think we've just become so numb to all of these shootings. Like, the news broke yesterday. Most of the United States is going back to their normal lives today. I mean, some of them even yesterday, at the end of the day, back to their normal lives. The families of the people that were killed yesterday and in any of the other shootings that happened this year, their lives have been changed forever. When are these shootings going to stop? Like, we needed to take action on that first mass shooting, not this 45th mass shooting.
Yeah. And it should have been taken, years ago when Columbine happened, when so many things have happened where we're like, this time, like, we're going to change.
I think it just gets more and more surprising, though. But we're also, like, still numb, but it's, like, more and more surprising as it goes.
Yeah, that's true.
And it stings even a little bit more because the holidays are coming up, too.
Yeah.
So that's just terrible.
On Tuesday, Planned Parenthood President Cecil Richards endured 5 hours of interrogations by members of the House Oversight Committee. During the hearings, Richards was questioned on everything from her salary to accusations that her group broke the law by allegedly selling fetal tissue for research, so reports CNN. The hearings are a response to a series of edited, undercover videos posted by an anti-abortion group that claims to show Planned Parenthood officials discussing the sale of fetal tissue. Planned Parenthood Executive Vice President Lena Agulian told CNN that Richards faced, quote, haranguing, end quote, by Republicans through an intense Hill hearing on Tuesday. Agulian went on to say, quote, what I thought we saw yesterday from the Republican majority was evidence that they don't understand women. They certainly don't understand women's health, end quote. What do you guys think about this? Does the government have a place in a woman's right to choose? Is this the end of Planned Parenthood?
I certainly hope not. I feel that Planned Parenthood is really important, and I do believe that the government can't truly understand women's rights. I mean,
the government is primarily ran by men right now, too,
yes,
so obviously they can't.
Older men, too. So they can't really understand what it is like to, you know, be a woman.
And abortions are only 3% of what Planned Parenthood actually does. They're so extensive, this stuff that they do to help women, like birth control, mammograms, like everything. There's so many different things that they do. So. And
if they were to shut down Planned Parenthood, many women would be out of health insurance and just
like affordable health insurance too. That's crazy.
Testing on breast cancer and mammograms, they would just be. Their health care would be taken away.
And if anything, I feel like it could be really dangerous for women because now where are we going to go for those kinds of things? Because Planned Parenthood is trustworthy, and you know you can go there to get your birth control or anything else that you need. So now it's, where are we supposed to go?
Yeah. Like you guys said, there's so much more to Planned Parenthood than just abortions. But
I
feel like
that's
just it. Like
that's
you
what
go
they think it all
Facebook
is.
and you only see abortions and
all
that's
videos
connected to Planned Parenthood, which makes puts them in a bad light, but there's so much more to it. Like, this should not be the end of it.
No.
They should open it up and make everyone realize, look, this is just a little portion of it. There's so much more.
And the problem is, if they defund it, they're not going to see the actual outcome of it for a while because then once they start seeing a rise in maybe breast cancer because they didn't track it or they couldn't get it in time, you know, like stage 3 or 4 breast cancer or something like that, then that's when you know, like, oh wow, we made a mistake. We should not have defunded this or anything like that. So
it's very messy.
Yes.
For the first time in 70 years, Georgia executed someone on death row. Kelly Gisson-Daner, age 47, died by lethal injection on Wednesday after she reportedly cried and sang Amazing Grace. Reuters reports Gisson-Daner had been the lone woman on Georgia's death row after being sentenced for plotting the killing of her husband Douglas in 1997. CNN reports Gisson-Daner's legal team filed 3 appeals to the U.S. Supreme Court, all of which were denied. Gisson-Daner even made a last-minute plea to Pope Francis, who was in the country at the time of her execution. On Thursday, Pope Francis addressed a joint meeting of Congress and called for the, quote, global abolition of the death penalty, end quote. According to CNN, the number of Americans who approved the death penalty has hit a 40-year low. Some federal judges question its constitutionality, and states struggle with the shortage of lethal injections. Do you think we'll see an end to this, maybe outdated form of punishment, or is there a compelling argument for the death penalty?
I feel so, when it comes to the death penalty, I never know how to sit with it. I feel like it is a little outdated. And I think I have a hard time understanding that, like, something was injected into someone and they're, like, dead now, which, I don't know. It's weird for me to wrap my head around
It's very extreme and seems like it should be a very last resort or maybe not even a resort at all.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I don't think if I put myself in that person's shoes to where I have to inject someone and kill them, I couldn't do it. Like, it's not my decision to end someone's life. I don't think it should be anyone's decision to end someone's life. I don't know.
It's a tricky subject. It's very controversial, and I almost forgot that it was even a thing before this happened, because I feel like we haven't really heard about it happening or having it happen at all. And I feel like so many crimes happen where, in this case, yes, she should just be in jail along with so many other people that haven't been killed on death row. So it's a little tricky.
It's just interesting though, because it costs so much money to hold these prisoners too, and it's just, I'm kind of like split too, because if they've done something so horrendous and just so horrific that I kind of live by an eye for an eye type, you know that phrase? So if they do something just so sadistic, so horrendous, I feel like then they should be put on death row, and then that should still be there. But it depends on because I know that some innocent people have been killed before, which is absolutely horrible. But if they have 150% like for sure that they know that they did that, then I think that it's totally acceptable.
I guess it's just rough because, you know, this woman had a daughter, and even though it was very hard for the daughter to come to terms with what happened, she would still, you know, visit her mom in jail, and now her mom is gone. So that's also, putting myself in that position, that's also rough.
No, absolutely. Like seeing it from that side too, it's really, that's why people are so split on it. But,
exactly.
But yeah, like you said, like the numbers have declined now because it just hasn't, people don't really think about it as much anymore. But now this is going to get the death penalty cases back up, and they're going to call this to see if it's constitutional or anything. So
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
And now we turn to campus news and events. On Tuesday, Chief of Police for Cal State Fullerton's Police Department, Dennis DeMaio, issued a timely warning regarding a non-stranger sexual assault on campus. According to the statement, which was emailed to all students via their campus email accounts, University Police received a confidential Campus Security Authority report that a non-stranger sexual assault occurred in CSUF student housing. The name of the perpetrator was not given to the university. The CSUF Police Department reminds the campus community that consent is required for any type of sexual activity. Consent must be voluntary and given without coercion, force, threats, or intimidation, and consent cannot be given by a person who is incapacitated. And a reminder that the University Police is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Last month, Cal State Fullerton hosted a CPR seminar giving everyone in attendance the hands-on basic needs in the event of an emergency. Cal State Fullerton will be hosting more classes that are open to anyone, giving them an opportunity to take part and also learn the basic life-saving skills. The classes range from basic adult CPR and AED to simple first aid or the combination of all classes that also includes CPR for children. Classes will be held on October 9th and 10th as well as November on the 13th and 14th. If you want to go to the website to look at the ASI class options that best suits you, check them out at asi.fullerton.edu/src/instructionalclasses.asp.
Trying to stay fit for fall? We have the latest workout tips from reporter Valeria Murguia.
Hey guys, I'm out here at the Cal State Fullerton Stadium, so I'm about to show you a really cool workout.
First off, you always want to warm up before any workout. Running is a quick way to get your blood flowing and ready for exercises. Let's get moving with jump squats. To really intensify, take a deep breath, jump into a squat, feet shoulder width apart. And your next jump, make it a narrow stance squat, with your knees closer together as you land. Repeat as many times as you can or until the top of the stadium. Run up the stadium. Going up the stairs quickly requires the quad and glute muscles in the legs to push off each step, which then increases the leg power. This is an alternate to a box jump. Jumping exercises tone legs faster, burn lots of calories, and get the heart pumping quick. Strengthen your glutes with a simple step up. This workout targets the glutes and upper hamstrings. Push-ups are an exercise that strengthens the entire body. Elevated push-ups are a useful addition to regular push-ups, and they can enhance your exercise routine. These exercises really extend the legs out without touching the ground, and bend them back in, while tightening up the core and breathing out. Focusing on muscle control and breathing is key for working on abs. Standing calf rises. This could be done without holding the rail. It just helps with balance. Really extend as you stand on your tiptoes and go back down again. Repeat a few times to really feel the burn. Standing leg kickbacks are another great workout for the glutes. Really take your time tightening in the muscles at the top, then release.
Hope you guys all enjoyed this stadium workout. This has been Valeria Murguia with Titan TV.
Love food and music? I know I do. Hopefully you checked out this year's Orangefest for some great music. Our very own Cozy Johnson has the story.
I'm here at Cal State Fullerton, standing on the ECS lawn, where right behind me, Orangefest will be starting in just a few minutes.
Hey Titans, so Orangefest is our fall concert, and this is all about bringing Titans together, bringing our community together, having a great time. We provide free food, free t-shirts, cool promos, and enjoy awesome music.
What's the inspiration behind the music that you do?
My music is always about real life, you know, just like good old Taylor Swift. What else do you have to write about, though, other than the things you've experienced in real, you know, like the song I wrote last week, Float. I'm in a part of my life where I kind of am floating along and back and forth between here and Nashville all the time, and it kind of feels like you just never have a time to figure out what's happening. It just happens around you, you know. I have a new CD coming out. I've been around. It'll be out end of this year. I have a new single, Float, coming out, and Float will be coming out November 1st. So look out for that. Here we have EDM, country, and rock. It just gets the campus like really pumped up to be a Titan, and basically we have it every year on October 1st. And I think it's a really good way to bring our campus together as one and show our spirit.
I played a spring concert. I opened up for Ludacris and Tyga for last semester, and they wanted to bring me back here, so I said, why not? And I love playing for the crowd. Even if I get one person to dance, that's good enough for me. Live in the moment and love the experience. And when you're in that moment, you gotta love it, because that's how you get the best experience out of everything.
He was pretty good. I like the music he was playing. The remixes were nice. You get some good spins on songs we already know. Like you got
I like how there's so much free stuff. You know, college students were struggling, so there's a lot of free stuff here, and all the music, good vibes. It's a good, like, free, positive environment that you can hang out right after your classes, and I think that's would be my favorite part about it.
Gonna be a long career. May not be where I wanna be, but it's alright. May not be where I wanna be, where I wanna be. I can feel it, that's my life tonight. You will see me hard.
There you have it, Titan. The artists are having fun, the students are having fun, and I'm having fun. Reporting from Fullerton, I'm Cozy Johnson Jr.
Last Saturday, hundreds of Fullerton residents lined Harbor Boulevard for the return of the city's Founder Day Parade. The parade took a 22-year hiatus before being welcomed back by marching bands and dance troupes. The OC Register reports the parade was canceled in 1993 due to lack of funding, but in July of this year, the City Council unanimously reinstated the event. The parade's estimated costs are expected to be offset by sponsorships, revenue from beer gardens, and vendors' fees. Cal State Fullerton's very own baseball team rode a Fullerton Fire Department engine down the parade route, and Tuffy the Titan was there to party as well. Arnold Christensen, a longtime Fullerton resident, told the OC Register, quote, "It's these kind of activities that make us citizens proud to live here," end quote.
The city of La Habra hosted its 6th annual Highlander Car Show this year. Our reporter Hiba Bary has the story.
La Habra High School is hosting its annual Highlander Car Show event today, September 12th, to benefit the La Habra High School Marching Band, Drumline, and Color Guard. The car show will feature a variety of classic imports and custom cars and trucks, as well as a police vehicle and fire truck exhibit, live music, food, and games.
Wednesday morning, Costa Mesa police responded to a burglary at the Bloomingdale's inside South Coast Plaza. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a set of glass doors had been smashed. Speaking to the OC Register, Sergeant Dan Miles said, quote, "They smashed the glass doors of the Bloomingdale's and made entry, stealing handbags and jewelry," end quote. Sergeant Miles also said the Gucci kiosk inside Bloomingdale's sustained most of the loss. Police report there are between 8 and 10 suspects. The suspects wore hooded sweatshirts to hide their identities and were only in the store for a few minutes before fleeing northbound on the 405.
Andrea DeVasco's body was found in a burning Westwood apartment last week, and on Tuesday, prosecutors charged Alberto Hinosa Medina and Eric Marquez with her murder. DeVasco and Marquez were pre-med seniors at UCLA, while Medina was a junior at Fresno State University. The LA Times reports Medina and Marquez pleaded not guilty Tuesday afternoon. Prosecutors said Medina stabbed DeVasco after burglarizing a nearby apartment and then breaking into her apartment and setting it on fire. Detectives are still unclear whether DeVasco's murder is in any way connected to her recent prosecution on charges of possessing ecstasy and meth. LAPD Chief Charlie Beck addressed the nature of the incident, saying, quote, "This was a horrific crime that I know shocked the school and much of Los Angeles," end quote.
All along the freeways, we see signs that flash amber alerts or the occasional reminder that there is a drought and we should conserve water. But starting January 1st, the electronic freeway signs will alert drivers of serious hit-and-run incidents. In a statement for the OC Register, Sergeant Ray Wirt of the Orange County Sheriff's Department's Traffic Bureau said the new yellow alert system will be implemented only for fleeing drivers who cause serious injury or death, and not those involved in minor collisions. The alerts will only be issued when there is a sufficient description of the vehicle, including a partial license plate number or the suspect's identity. Per the OC Register, the California Highway Patrol reports that in 2014, 19 people died in 17 hit-and-run accidents, and 5 people have died in 5 collisions this year.
Meadow Walker, daughter of the late actor Paul Walker, has filed a wrongful death suit against Porsche. In the suit, she claims the sports car her father was riding in had multiple design flaws that contributed to her father's death. CNN reports the lawsuit alleges the vehicle, quote, lacks safety features that are found on well-designed racing cars or even Porsche's least expensive road cars, features that could have prevented the accident or, at a minimum, allowed Paul Walker to survive the crash, end quote. A spokesman for Porsche Cars North America said the company had not seen the lawsuit and would not comment on specifics. He did, however, say, quote, "We are saddened whenever anyone is hurt in a Porsche vehicle, but we believe the authorities' reports in this case clearly established that this tragic crash resulted from reckless driving and excessive speed," end quote. Walker was best known for his role as Brian O'Connor in the hugely successful Fast and Furious series. He died November 30th, 2013, along with his friend and racing team partner, Roger Rodas.
An exciting announcement came from NASA this week as scientists confirmed that water flows across the surface of Mars. CNN reports NASA researchers used an imager aboard the Mars Reconnaissance orbiter to confirm the existence of water by looking at light waves returned from seasonal dark streaks on the surface that were long suspected of being associated with liquid water. Scientists do not know where the water comes from, but theories of its origins include a melting subsurface or a liquid water aquifer. The confirmed discovery of water is a breakthrough in the research for life beyond Earth. Jim Green, director of planetary science at NASA, said in a statement for CNN, quote, "We haven't been able to answer the question, does life exist beyond Earth, but following the water is a critical element of that. We now have, I think, a great opportunity to be in the right locations on Mars to thoroughly investigate that," end quote.
On Tuesday, Ralph Lauren, founder and CEO of the fashion house Ralph Lauren, announced he would be stepping down after more than 50 years at the company's helm. Stefan Larsson will succeed Lauren beginning in November. Larsson, who was the president of Old Navy, will still report to Lauren as Lauren will continue to serve as the company's executive chairman and chief creative officer. In a statement, Lauren said, quote, "My job is to think always of the future of our company and how to move it forward. Stefan Larsson is exceptionally talented, and he will bring our company a fresh and exciting global perspective," end quote. Yahoo reports Ralph Lauren generated sales of $7.5 billion in the latest fiscal year, making it one of the nation's most profitable apparel companies.
In our last broadcast, we brought you news about a wolf-dog hybrid named Karma, who is deemed vicious by OC Animal Care. Well, it seems as if Karma has some good luck on her side. On Wednesday, Superior Court Judge Corey Croman overruled his previous decision that Karma must be euthanized. Karma will instead be taken to Full Moon Farm, a wolf-dog sanctuary in Black Mountain, North Carolina. The OC Register reports the case gained enormous support from animal rights activists and led to emergency meetings of the Orange County Board of Supervisors. Joshua Ogle, Karma's previous owner, hoped she would be coming home with him, but he's happy her life has been spared.
Before we sign off, we would like to extend our condolences to the families of those slain and the victims of the Umpqua Community College shooting. From our campus to yours, from our hearts to yours. Join us next time for more up-to-date news, views, and info to go. Thank you. I'm Lena Agulian.
I'm Sarah Fenton.
I'm Hiba Bary.
And I'm Evan Boydstun. Stay fresh, Fullerton.